Hello everyone, my name is Kevin Wagenmaker. I'm the Instructional Technology Consultant here at Montcalm Community College. Wanted to spend a few moments today here at Adjunct Academy to go over the EdTech tools that are available to you as an instructor here at Montcalm Community College. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me via email. That's the best way to get a hold of me. If it's something that's more pertinent and needs to have a resolution as soon as possible, you can reach out to me, but you can also contact the service desk. You can contact them via email, phone, and they also have a location on the Sydney campus and the Greenville campus, but more on that here in a little bit. So let's go ahead and dive into what is available to you as an instructor. Available in this case also means that we will support it and give you training on it should you want training for those particular items. And that can be set up via email as well. So let's go. First things first is one login. This is our single sign-in site. This is where you are going to go to access popular online tools that we have available to us. The beautiful thing about this is once you log into it, you are logged into all of these different sites: Canvas, Lynda, Office 365 in your email. Office 365 is the online offering of Word products, so you can get Word online and Excel online. You can also use it to access OneDrive for all of your different files. So there's lots of tools that are available to you simply by going to montcalm.onelogin.com. This is also where you can go to update or change your password and update or change your security questions should you need to do that. And you can do that simply by clicking on your profile name here in the upper right hand corner, and that will allow you to go to the backstage area. Diving right into Canvas, one thing that is also often overlooked are Canvas notifications. Now, one thing that you should be aware of as an instructor is that Canvas notifications are specific to the individual user. So you as an instructor, as an influencer, as I like to call it, should spend some time the first day, the first week of class, letting your students know that they need to set up their notifications for their items within Canvas. So items like getting notified when feedback is given. They can choose how they are notified on that. Are they notified immediately? Are they notified by a summary at the end of the day, a summary at the end of the week, or they choose not to be notified by it at all? That is up to the individual user. You don't get to decide, hey, I just published an assignment, all the students are going to know about it now. All of the individual students make these decisions for themselves. So you as an instructor, it's very important that you jot down a little note for the first week of class to let students know that they need to go into Canvas, into the account area. It's located on the side, the green sidebar there in the global navigation. Click on their notifications and make sure that their settings are correct for how they would like to be notified for course items. This way, when students come to you towards the end or midway through the semester and say, I wasn't notified about this, this is something that can be taken care of. And just for the simple purpose of keeping your students up to date on what's going on within their courses. So that's an influencer item for instructors as far as their students go. Another item that's important is a user profile within Canvas. If you've taken the Canvas core training, you notice the importance that's put upon establishing your profile, adding a profile image. We are all humans. We may be instructors as well, but we have interests in things that we like to do outside of class, and these can help us form connections within our classes. Your students are no different. A lot of times the first thing that they're going to do when they hop into Canvas is say, who's in my class? Who do I have commonalities with? Who can I form a connection with? And a profile will help to establish that. Once again, this is a student by student or a user by user thing. So you just need to go up to that global navigation and go to the account, and you will see your profile and the ability for you to edit your profile right from there. And don't forget to save. Another influencer item that must be pointed out is our access to Canvas support. We actually subscribe as an institution to Canvas Tier 1 support. What this means is we have support waiting for us on Canvas's end 24/7, 365. So while I recommend the service desk, and I still do, the MCC service desk that is, Canvas support is available outside of the service desk hours. So we all know that our students and sometimes our instructors like to do their work in the wee hours of the night. If they have a problem with Canvas, can't upload a file, can't access a page, they can hop on a chat with Canvas. Canvas will be there immediately, and they can work to get that problem solved as quickly as possible. Canvas support is also available on the global navigation. If you see the little help icon there, you can access via chat, which I recommend. You can also call them. You can send an email. The Canvas community is also a very common tool for solutions, although you might have to do some digging. But the community is made up of other Canvas users that have most likely encountered any problem that could possibly exist within Canvas, or that you would like to wonder if that feature exists. And so the help area in Canvas is something, as an influencer to your students, you should definitely point out during the first week of class. Within your classrooms, most classrooms, there's also a laminated help overview that you can pass around as well. But for the most part, the help area is pretty self-explanatory and can be found very easily. Just let students know that it is available to them whenever they need it, or whenever you need it as the instructor. Speaking of the service desk, as mentioned, there are two helpful locations located on the Greenville and the Sydney campus. One in the TLC building in Greenville and the other in the Dozer building on the Sydney campus. The hours, as you can see here, are posted 7:30 to 7, and Friday you can see that there's shortened hours with no availability on the weekends. When you send an email to the service desk, which is servicedesk@montcalm.edu, it generates a ticket. So it is impossible for service desk attendants to ignore your email because it automatically is created within a ticketing system, and they must work on it going forward from then until a solution has been reached. So please email the servicedesk@montcalm.edu. Do not email IT@montcalm.edu because that is not the service desk email. Back to Canvas. One familiar way that is becoming more and more familiar to students is to throw up your content in Canvas via modules and organize your content via modules. It provides a more consistent setup for your students, whereas students go from course to course. They shouldn't be trying to dig for content and try and wonder where their content is. If we can be more consistent with the delivery of our content, our students will spend more time worrying about their subject area and less time wondering where the subject area content is within their different courses they go to. So if you could use modules to deliver your content to your students, that would be very helpful. Modules can be organized via week, unit, chapter, however you see fit within your courses, or however your department has laid that out for you, is a good way to do it. It depends on your preference. Modules can also be made to be the homepage of your Canvas course, and you can do that by going to the homepage, and over on the right hand side you can see that outline there in the yellow square. It says choose homepage, and you can set up your homepage right from there, and choosing course modules is one of the options, of course. Think of modules as kind of like an organization area, and your assignment area and your discussion area and your quiz area and different pages are all content bins that you can pull from. In fact, I recommend that you don't even make items like assignments, discussions, in those areas, quiz areas, available to your students here on the course navigation. You can go into your settings and take that away as an option and just provide all of your content to your students by adding it with the plus sign here via module. You click on that plus sign and you can add anything, an assignment, a discussion, and you can see the whole list here that is laid out. So update and organize your courses using modules. And if you need an assistance with that, or if you want an overview, please contact me and I would be happy to meet you at your convenience and review that with you. Another important item, this is kind of like a last checklist item, and that's student view. Viewing your course as a student. Canvas makes it very simple to do that, and all that it requires is that you go to the home page now and click on student view, and this will give you the view from your student perspective. So a lot of times your students say, I can't see a course item. Well, it turns out it's something simple, like maybe you didn't publish a module, or maybe you didn't publish the item, a discussion or whatever it is within a module. This will help you to view your students' or your course through the eyes of your students. It's kind of like a proofread thing. We tell our students to proofread. This is our way of proofreading, or another way that we have to proofread our courses within Canvas. So like I said, just on the home page, you can see student view. Click on that. And don't forget, the last thing you want to do down here in the bottom right-hand corner is leave student view, because otherwise you'll be stuck in the student's world when you have more functionality available to you as the instructor. Speaking of navigation, as I mentioned, you can adjust your navigation. We recommend that less course navigation items is better. So you can see in the video playing here, there's a lot of different buttons for your students to click on. And most of them they don't need, because you can add all that content for the students to access via modules. So all you need to do is go to your course settings, as you can see here. And there's a tab up top called Navigation. And as you can see in the video, we're just dragging them on down below the text there. And the items that are up above are the items that the students will see. You as the instructor will still have access to all of those navigation items, but the students won't see it. So when you go into student view, instead of your students seeing a whole list of items, as you can see here, it is very crisp and clear as to what your students need to access, as opposed to a whole list of items that can be confusing and overwhelming. So it only takes a minute or two, if that. I'd say 30 seconds to hop in and slim down your course navigation for your students. Another important item that we have available to us is 365 integration within Canvas. What that means is all of your OneDrive or Office 365 files are available to you from the comforts of Canvas. So you don't even have to leave Canvas to go find a file that you'd like to share with your students. On the other side of things, your students can upload their 365 or their OneDrive files without leaving Canvas. So if they're working on an assignment, they can upload directly from Office 365 within Canvas. They don't have to leave and drag and drop a file or save a file and upload a file. The beautiful thing for you is that if you have a bunch of files that you connect with your Canvas courses, and let's say you need to make a change to that file. Right now the process is to go to Word, make the change, go back to Canvas, delete the file from Canvas, re-upload the newly edited file to Canvas, and then have your students view it from there. Now if you see with the 365 integration, if you see an issue, you simply go to 365, make the change, and it's linked to Canvas, so it just reflects or updates that change right from there. No more uploading needed, no more saving and changing or anything like that. You simply go to where the file is in your OneDrive, make the change, and it reflects in Canvas. And there's so much more to this tool as well, but there's no sense in me diving in deeper. If you would like to know more about this and the handiness of this, send me an email and we will sit down and chat about it. New in Canvas this year is a Student Support Center. All students will be enrolled in a Canvas course made simply for student support. So please make sure, once again, this is an influencer item on your behalf. Make sure your students are aware of this. It should show up on their dashboard starting with the fall term. And this has simple items like Canvas support and how to access different items in Canvas, what it looks like for the students, how to view your grades in Canvas, how to check for feedback given by your instructors. There's Office 365 items in there as well. And also tips and tricks, because your students use mobile apps quite frequently, as you probably know. And so it's very important that your students have support available to them for apps as well as the common desktop features that we use. So this Student Support Center should help us work towards that. And any other concerns or issues they have, please have them contact the service desk or even myself if need be. Another item that we're going to make available to you is these OEC checklists. OEC is for the Online Education Committee. It is a committee of online, or not online, but MCC instructors. Some of them are online instructors. And it will give you checklists for various stages of your course. So you can see the first one there is going to be as you lead up to the course. Did you view the course as a student? Do you have your syllabus attached, which is going to be very easy with the simple syllabus? Did you run an accessibility scan? using UDoIt. UDoIt is a very helpful tool that will actually scan your courses. More on that here in a little bit. But accessibility, if you haven't heard, is something that's very important. Rob will speak to it. Gary will speak to it. Having accessible courses is something that we have to work towards. It doesn't have to be something that we do overnight, but we have to work towards making our courses more accessible. If you're sitting here and saying, I don't really know what that means, you definitely should look into it. And please feel free to contact myself. Also, the MCC Counseling Department can help you with that as well. Additionally, we have the facilitation checklist, which is the middle one. And those are just items that are ongoing with the course, in the middle of the course. Are you giving constant and consistent feedback? Have you given weekly announcements and things like that? So just things that might be easy to overlook, and probably items that you're already doing and that are going to be easy to check off, but just a simple reminder for you as your course goes on. And then of course we have the third one, which is towards the end of the course. Includes items like submitting final grades and making sure that all assignments are calculated and ready to go. Like I said, simple but easy to overlook items. These checklists are not a requirement. We're not going to say, hey, you need to turn these in to us so we can review them. Just something to help you as an instructor here at MCC. Also, we have a Canvas cheat sheet. And these are just Canvas specific items that you can run through and say, yeah, I updated my profile, I did my notification preferences. Once again, not a requirement, but something that can be helpful to you as you're gearing up to instruct within your course. Some of you already have these. You probably received this from me from a previous Adjunct Academy. If you don't, I definitely left some with Gary at the last one, but I can totally understand if he doesn't have them. Just contact me if you'd like to get your hands on one, and I can make sure that you get one. So I mentioned accessibility and what we can provide you to help you be more accessible in your courses. Accessibility is things like making sure your videos have captioning and making sure your text setup is available for a screen reader to make sense of it. And like I said, there is a tool available to you in Canvas. It's called UDoIt. You should see it on your course navigation. And all you have to do is click on that and click Run the Scan, and it will actually return a scan of your course. The beautiful thing about this tool is you can fix it right from the scan area. So as you can see on the video on the screen, it's going through where errors or flags were pulled. And if you click on it, you'll see a button that says Fix It. And you can just go right from there and make the change. Some of you, your scans will be overwhelming. You don't have to fix everything right then and there. Okay, you can fix a few items and return to it later or run a new scan later as you add new content. Like I said, it's something that we need to work towards. I don't want you to fret as we move towards the start of the term and you're preparing for a course, but it's something that we have to make sure that we are aware of. Okay, I like to keep saying something to work toward to make the learning environment better for all students. Also within the rich text content editors in Canvas, there's also an accessibility scanner available to you, so make sure that you are checking that out as well. One of the last few items I want to bring to you today is Canvas core training. Some of you have completed the Canvas core training. Others of you are working towards it, and others of you have yet to begin it, whether you're a new instructor or just haven't had time for it yet. We do require that this is completed. For a couple reasons, really. One, to make sure that we are all consistent in our Canvas use, and consistency comes with knowing how to use the tool. So while you might have a basic working knowledge of it, the Canvas core helps to dive into all of the parts of Canvas, from discussions to quizzes to setting up your modules. It lets you act as a student and as an instructor within Canvas. So for those of you that haven't had an experience with the Canvas core yet, you will see two course tiles. You'll see the main Canvas core where you're actually a student, and that's going to lead you through readings and assignments and stuff like that. And then you also see a practice area shell on your dashboard, and that is going to be a place where you carry out what is asked of you in the actual Canvas core class. In addition to getting training in it, it's also for us to verify that all of our instructors are trained in our learning management system. The majority of our instructors use it. We require it. So it's very important that as an instructor here at MCC, you know how to use the learning tools that we have in place for a more consistent student experience. We've had a couple surveys with regard to instructional technology, and one of the biggest items that's returned is from the students' responses is they want more of a consistent use of Canvas. They want to expect to find the content in the same place for each instructor. Not saying the content is the same, but where they go to find the items is going to be the same. And knowing how to use the tool is going to help us get to that point. So kudos to those of you that have taken the course already and completed it. I think most of you will find that you can breeze through it pretty quickly, and most return with comments that they learned quite a few items that they were overlooking before, that they just didn't take the time to learn. I understand that you're all very busy. I've definitely been in your shoes as an adjunct. And so if you have any questions, let me know. If you're struggling to find time, just send me a message, let me know, we'll chat about it. And if there's any way that I can support you, I'm happy to do that.